Hey guys, welcome back. We're here with another episode. Today's guest is Barry. He is also a photographer. What else are you?
I wouldn't even call myself a photographer.
Okay, go ahead.
I do take some pictures.
Mm-hmm.
Take a little videos.
More money, more problems. More guns, more violence. I beat a couple cases. I feel like John got it. How about a Benz, baby?
I would really call myself a fashion designer. That's like my main thing. I just happen to have a camera, and football players love seeing videos of themselves. So,
Okay,
like,
that's fire.
become
But
that.
what got you into this? What got you into? Well, when I see your page and stuff, I automatically connect you with a photographer. So, what got you into taking pictures, videos, and then aside from that, what else do you love doing?
What got me into taking pictures and videos, I got a camera when I was super young. And then I was obsessed with it. Like, I used it nonstop. Like, when I wasn't able to use it because I was, like, in a game or something, I had my siblings record me. Like, I was always into, like, taking videos. And I guess when you grow up as an athlete, like, the first thing you're trying to do is, like, get pictures of yourself. Like,
Yeah.
as much as I get annoyed by
Those
people that
fire
hit me up
pictures.
immediately after the game, I was the same way. Like, soon as I got home, I was checking the news websites to try to find some pictures. But the way that I started to do this, like, as a career was I was living in LA right after college, pretty much just like trying to make it as a stylist. So
Okay.
the only way that I knew how to like build like a name for myself was kind of just taking pictures of myself at first. So meanwhile, while I'm just trying to like get these fits off and show what I could do as a stylist, like, I'm learning about like the different aspects of photography or using a camera in general. Like, so now I pretty much know how to use a camera, and also like I'm showing how to do the fashion stuff. And then I ended up working at a magazine where I didn't even really shoot. I mostly was just a stylist and like an intern for the beginning, and then I was styling. And eventually it was just like I was doing a lot of projects where I was like telling people like the shots to get or like giving people the ideas. But then I was like, yo, I actually have never done it before. Like, I've only just taken pictures. Like, I know all the terminology and like how to get the vision across, but like, let me just see if I could do it myself. I would grab a camera a little bit, but like, I was mostly just giving direction. Then eventually COVID happened, and I'm like, yo, I want to start my own magazine. But I'm going to use it as a portfolio to do like everything myself. Like, I want to do the photography, the interviewing, the writing, the editing, the videos, get the ad sales, like do every single thing of aspects, like every aspect of the magazine as like my portfolio. And then once I did that, a few months later, or however long it was, I was considered a photographer. Like, that was it.
Dang, you're a man of many talents.
Yeah, my dad says when I was young, I used to just always want to try everything, and I'm still the same way today. And like, it
That's
makes sense
fire.
that he says that.
That's fire. So you're just overall talented.
I mean, talented.
I consider you that
talented with
way.
an understanding to like with an ability to be able to learn things, and also ability to be able to like see people do something and like really take it in as if I'm doing it. And then next thing you know, when I do it, like I feel like I already know how to do it. But like, I wouldn't really say I'm talented. I just like attack everything like, relentlessly. Like, I just love to. I feel like life is just about learning how to
It is.
do as much as you can. Like, I don't want any occasion to come up where someone's like, yeah, you can't do this. Like,
Yeah, like, what do you mean I can't?
Like, someone pulls out a skateboard right now, I'll bust a trick on it. Like, I spent my childhood like gathering all these different talents and tools, and then when you start playing football and fall in love with sports, all the way through college and stuff, I just like put them all aside. There didn't seem like
Yeah.
things you could ever do as a job, or like you didn't seem like I didn't know anyone that was a photographer that like that was their full-time job. So like once I fell into sports, I knew there was a job from that
Yeah.
called the NFL. So you know, once I was done playing football in college after 5 years, and I obviously didn't go to the league, I was moved to LA, and I saw all these people like making money off the stuff that I was good at since I was a kid, like dressing people, taking pictures, editing, like drawing and painting, and I'm like, yo, let me give this a quick shot. Like, I feel like I've been doing this my whole life, and now I see you could actually make money from it. I'm about to see if I could be a stylist real quick.
Dang, that's fire. You got to show me some of your work.
Yeah,
I did not know that side of you. Like, the more we know.
Yeah,
the more we know.
That's I probably dressed like 200 groomsmen, like 200 guys getting married, and grooms and groomsmen.
Do you still do some of that, or what do you do now? Exactly.
I'm trying to put myself in a space, which I kind of already am, but not to the fullest. But I'm trying to do like I just want to be free flowing. Like, I love all mediums of art. So like, and I have a lot of friends that are doing cool and big things that like trust my creativity and my judgment and my talent, obviously. So like, whatever project they bring me, like, if it's creative, like I'm down to do it. So I just feel like I truly am an artist. Like, if my friend says, yo, I'm getting married, like, can you design my wedding band? Like, I want to do that. Or like, people hit me up to do cover art for the album. If I like the concept enough, I'm like, yo, I already have a vision for this. I'll do it. Like,
that's fire. So you're just an overall artist. That's what you consider yourself.
I would say so, for sure.
That's cool. I had no idea you did all that. That's amazing. That's super cool.
It's just because right now that it's been a season for shooting football for me. And ever since I moved to Florida, ever since I didn't mean like literally like a season as in terms of year, but like a season in my life where I've been like gaining traction and getting my feet wet in the sports world. Though most of what people see, especially people that know me out here in this phase of my life, they just see that I shoot a lot of sports and stuff.
Yeah,
but like,
that's how I saw you.
That's a new thing for me, for real.
That's fire. When did you get into like shooting sports though?
Or
like, when did you find out that's your niche? Like,
I wouldn't say that's my niche. It's just something that I'm doing at this moment in time in my life. Pretty much the moment that I moved to Florida, July 4th last year, like when I took an opportunity to film and take pictures and stuff for a company that owned a sports agency. So when I got here, it was like the first time I was integrated in like the art that I've always done, but with football. Even though I played football my whole life, I had never like been on another side of it, like being a part of the media or a cameraman or anything or creative. So as soon as I did that, I came here and I'm a networking type of guy. So within a few weeks, I found a high school player at Pace. Shout out to Vic Evans. He's at FIU right now. And I just told him, like, yo, if you ever want a person to shoot your games, like, I'll come do it. I never did it before, but I just told him that. And, like, I know I love the game, and I know how, when I was an athlete, the pictures that I would have wanted. So I'm like, I feel like I'm just going to be able to go in there and do it. I only shot in fashion stuff so far. And then it just worked out. Like, I was on it. And to be honest, they can I swear on here?
Yeah. Do whatever you want.
They fucked with my work, and I was looking back on it. I was trash. I even knew I was trash at the time, but I just had a few certain pros to working with me, which is I tried to turn over a video as fast as I could, like super fast. Like, I would edit something and try to get something edited. I would shoot something and try to get edited by the end of the day, type of stuff. Or like, and I was good at coloring and stuff, but my videos were terrible. They were terrible.
That's funny. So you said you moved to LA and then you moved over here. Let's go all the way back. Where are you actually from? Where did you grew up? Where were you born?
I'm from Rochester, New York. You ever heard of that?
Yes, I have. So like, not
I feel
the city.
That was a lie.
Not the city. Not the city. A little bit.
Okay, you know New York. No, I'm from Rochester, New York is upstate New York. It's like 45 minutes from Buffalo. You ever heard of Buffalo?
Yeah, because
of the Bills. Yeah. So it's like a good
45
so you
to an hour grew up there?
Yeah.
Okay, and how was life there? Did you like growing up there?
Yeah, I mean, when you're a kid, you like being able to be alive and go outside and play. Like, life was straight.
Yeah, and then you went to go play college football.
Right.
That's what you just said. Where at?
University of Albany. It's a D1 school in capital of New York, Albany.
Okay.
I play in the CAA.
What position did you play?
I played quarterback my whole life, but right before college, I tore my labrum in my shoulder.
Damn.
I didn't want to like lose my scholarship or nothing. I was like super happy to just be able to be getting offers
Yeah.
and stuff
Especially
like
if
that.
you love the game. Like,
So I just switched positions and started
Yeah.
like talking to different, or like going to camps and things like as a receiver, running back, safety, and stuff like that. So I ended up being a safety in college.
okay. And then 5 years later, you moved to LA.
Right.
Okay. How'd you like LA?
I love LA. I would say
How long
LA
were you
is
out
my
there?
home. 6 years, I think.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
A good chapter of your life.
Yeah, that I would say LA is my home. My license is I'm still a resident of LA. I'm technically just in Miami for work.
Do you like
Like-
Miami, though, so far?
The things that I like about Miami are the things that I hate about LA, and the things that and like the opposite goes for LA. Like
Okay.
like traffic.
What is it, though?
Like in
what
LA,
specifically?
driving anywhere like 10 miles, 5 miles in LA takes you 50 minutes.
Mm-hmm.
And Florida, you could damn near get 60 miles in 60 minutes, like
Yeah, that's
type
true.
of thing. Like I could get from Wynwood to Plantation or Fort Lauderdale or something in 40 minutes.
Yeah.
And I went 30 something miles. In LA, you wouldn't go 30 miles somewhere.
Mhm.
If someone was somewhere 30 miles away, you would say, I'm not going there.
Damn.
Is that crazy?
No, I've never been to LA. I've
LA is
never
a
been to
vibe.
LA. I've been wanting to go. I don't know why I haven't gone.
LA
But
is a vibe. I always like had a passion for wanting to be there even before I knew what it was. It's like from seeing it on TV and stuff. So like I feel like by the time I got there, like my mind was already set on loving it.
Hell
you know?
yeah. That's how I am. I'm like, if I want to be somewhere, I got to be there. And
I'll
I'm gonna
find the fun in anything, like especially if I'm where I want to be. If I'm at where I want to be at, like I'll be okay with it.
Mm-hmm.
You know?
Nah, for me, honestly, I've lived in Florida my whole life. And
That's terrible.
I've been wanting to leave. Literally after graduation, I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna move to Atlanta," because I was like, "I need something else, something different."
Are you cold when you go other places? Like
Yes.
anywhere you go, is
Yes.
it just always
Yes.
cold?
Yes.
Like LA.
Once it hits 70
or-
degrees, I'm freezing.
Yeah, Miami is super super hot to me. Like
I bet, and it's
I
the
almost hate
humidity.
it.
It's
I
the
pretty much
humidity.
don't. It's the one thing that I don't like about here, opposed to LA, where the weather is perfect all year round. It's like spring all year round, minus the rain.
Yeah, my
It's not
cousin-
summer because summer is.
But I
like
heard it
hot,
gets
hot.
cold like at night, but it's like a cool cold.
No,
right?
at night it gets 70 with no humidity or anything. It's
That's
like
perfect weather.
it's like a slightly chillier version than it was all day.
That's nice.
Vegas is different. At nighttime, Vegas is freezing, and at
Damn.
nighttime and
That's 'cause
during
like
the
a
daytime,
desert.
it's sweaty.
Yeah. But yeah, I wanted to move to Atlanta. But then I
fuck
got
with
this
Atlanta.
job. So then I was like, okay, maybe I should stay here for a little bit. It's a great place for sports.
Yeah.
But I do like entertainment as well. So music stuff. But
Yeah.
I think I'm going to stick with the sports stuff for right now.
Sports are dope. I like being in sports too, especially because I played it. I mean, my dreams in this were always like more like fashion or like television aligned. Like I worked on the show Euphoria.
Okay, that's fire.
Grace and Frankie, if anybody ever heard of that, but Euphoria you've obviously heard of. And like I just always wanted to like be a part of making like be one little tiny aspect of making those type of films. But then I came down here and started doing sports, and I'm like, yo, it's fun.
Yeah.
I'm kind of like building a rep out here. Like, let me just ride the
Do
wave.
you have like a specific goal right now you want to reach? Like maybe it can be like followers, or maybe you want to work somewhere one day.
I don't have a goal for followers, but like if y'all want to help me get 10K, if y'all want to help me
Please
get
follow
10K,
him.
help me get 10K so I could get some brand deals.
Yeah.
That's all I need. Like I got good ideas for almost every brand, so like I'm sure they would be useful to them. But like my main goal really is just like to be one of the most in-demand artists on the highest levels for anybody that needs anything creative. Like if I don't know who's the biggest person in entertainment right now, Drake. If Drake is like, yo, I want to do an event, and like I want him to be like, yo, can you like put it together and make the merch, or like put together the creative behind this, like I don't got time for it. Or like I just want to be busy doing dope creative projects,
Yeah,
like you
so
know,
like a creative-
and be at dope places, preferably with my friends or with my camera, and like I'm working, but like I'm doing what I love. So like this shit never really feels like work to me. Like, oh yo, Young Thugs in town, free Thug, Young Thugs in town. Like he wants you to come, like behind the scenes and get some footage of him. Like, oh word, like and he gonna pay you. Like, oh shit, I'm seeing one of my favorite artists.
Yeah.
I'm getting paid for it, and like this shit is easy. It's just shooting. Like it's what I have fun doing. This is not hard at all.
Yeah, I definitely want to be like that too. Want to keep doing what I love doing, and then also have fun, because being depressed, being miserable at your job is crazy.
Yeah,
that's why I don't think I was meant for like a nine to five. Like, shout out to all the 9 to 5 baddies, but
shout out to working in general. Get that money. Whatever you feel comfortable with, do that shit. But hey, while you're young and you still got time,
find what you love.
Try to turn something that you really like doing and that's getting some money. It could really be anything. Like anything that you love doing or that you're good at, you could probably find a way to make a couple dollars off of it. And I promise you, once you get that first little exchange of bread, you're going to go in overdrive. And you're going to start seeing ways to make money that you didn't even know existed. You're going to be like, yo, does anybody do this? Like, I have this idea that, like, it seems like nobody's ever done this before. Like, I don't even know if it's a thing. You just made it a thing by giving it a shot. And once you got that one little money exchange, you just went in the...
And that's what I also love about living in a busy city and living in an expensive city. You see a lot of people that have money. Me being young, obviously I don't have it like that, but being surrounded by people like that will motivate you and will make you find a way to get things that you wouldn't think you would have.
And this is I'm always giving Steve Harvey shout outs on podcasts, because every time I'm in a podcast, this one point different things that he said comes up. But I was at his show when I lived in LA, like all those like TV, daytime TV and late night TV is like free. So when I was at Steve Harvey's show, I just got tickets. I've been to Steve Harvey, Jimmy Kimmel. Like
that's
James
so cool.
Corden,
Now I want to move to LA.
You could literally, if you could go on YouTube and see me on any of their shows, like I know the exact timestamps and everything. But I was at the Steve Harvey show, and he said, all the things that you say you would never do, whether it's because you're scared or because you can't afford them or anything, like once you do them one time or life just leads you to having to do it one time, you'll be like, oh, this is amazing. I need this in my life. Like, and it'll up your work ethic.
It does.
And it'll open you up to see like there's actually much more time in a day than I've been utilizing. Like I could really make whatever I've been thinking about happen if I just like buckle down and go for it like real quick. It's gonna happen.
Yeah, the amount of things like I do in one day is actually insane. And specifically this week, I'm very tired, but like once you have that adrenaline going, I feel like I just keep going.
Hell yeah.
I don't know about you, but once I have like a set schedule and I have things to do, I have things planned out, I'm not stopping. It's like a treadmill. I'm on a treadmill and I'm not stopping.
Nah, I feel
and that's
you.
like the best feeling too, because then you see your outcome.
Man, in a perfect world for me, I wake up and I go shoot some dope thing, and then I leave and go home and indulge in whatever I'm gonna indulge in, and then I'm gonna go back out and shoot another thing, and then after this you have this dope dinner to go to, and then like you got to go pack because tomorrow you're going to LA to go shoot this thing, and then like you got to shoot for 3 days there, and then like that's gonna be a commercial or like I just want to be at dope places shooting dope things that like matter to the culture for real, or like will last forever in the culture, like as something meaningful.
For sure, that's yes. Being surrounded around creatives makes me motivated more.
Hell yeah.
Because but I do have like, I don't know about you, but I separate everybody in my head. So like my friend that you met today, she's like,
happy birthday.
Yes, happy birthday to Mia. Happy 21st birthday. So she's like my friend that I hang out like every day and stuff like that. But then I have like my sports friends, and then I just have different category of friends, and I feel like having different type of people in your life attributes a lot to you.
Hell yeah. I always tell my mom, like, I keep different. Well, when I'm telling her this, it's about women, but in general, it's good to have people in your life that bring all sorts of different dynamics. Yep. Like, this person is good. Like, when you want to go work out, that's the perfect person to hit up. Like, or these are the perfect people to hit up. Like, I know that they're going to be there for, or when I want to go party, they're the perfect people for, or when I want to go travel, they're the perfect, or when I want to just be around someone and just bullshit and do nothing, these are the perfect people for it. Like, all those different dynamics are good to have in your life, and especially when you know how to manage your time between them, because maybe one of them people are in your, like, spending too much time with them will be bad for you or something. Like, once you know how to manage all those relationships and know that, like, you enjoy those people, and like those people are good for your creative juices, and the situations that you might be in with them, like, might spark some creative in your mind, or you might even be with them and lead them into seeing something that, like, changes their life or sparks something in their mind, and like it was all worth it, just because, like, yo, we just like go to concerts together, and like every time we go to a concert, something crazy happens or something dope happens, and like you are gonna be a part of my memory in life for forever, because like you were dope in that space, and like I trusted you in it. And I never tried to put you in any other one. Like, I wouldn't ask you to come to the gym with me. I know you would never do that. Like,
hell yeah.
Like, I did. Yeah. Like, it never got uncomfortable between us. You only brought positive into my life, and like somehow, some way, that like made me better. Yeah,
and I also believe, like, no, I do not meet anybody for no reason. Like, we didn't meet for no reason. Write this down in your notebook. Everybody you meet is for a reason, season, or a lifetime. Either you met them for a reason. They was supposed to fuck you over and teach you, like, whether if it was for, or they were in your life for a somewhat long time and you thought it was gonna be forever, but it wasn't. They were only there for a season. Like, take something positive from that season. And then there's a few lifetimers, which, not including your mom and your dad, you might be lucky to get a wife that's a lifetimer, and one really, really, really good homie that's a lifetimer. So more times than not, people in your life are going to be for reasons or seasons, and you're going to have a couple of lifetimers. But as long as you take those reasons from everybody that you meet, you're going to be better off. That's true. I 100% agree with you, just because I've always thought about my friends who have gone, whether it's mutual understandings, or we grew out with each other, or even if we just fell out. Like, I always feel like they had a purpose in my life. Facts. I don't hold any grudges for anything. I'm always at peace with it, simply because I understand reason, season, or a lifetime. Yeah, and that's how it should be. A lot of people don't understand that, though. Hell yeah. They will hold grudges, be petty, and I'm like, oh no, I definitely do that. I definitely do that. I'm not gonna lie. I'm not gonna lie on camera, because my mom gonna see this, and she knows me. But I definitely will hold a grudge and not like you for forever. But like, I'll understand that, like, that happened for a reason. Like, he wasn't meant to be in my life. I'm a Gemini. First of all, you're cool. I like Gemini. Perfect. I like when people like Gemini. People hate Geminis, and I don't understand. I like when people like Gemini. I like Geminis. They be trying to hate on us. I'm not two-faced. I just have a side that I think Geminis have a side that's okay, and then a side that didn't fuck with whatever just happened, and I gotta let you know about it. Yeah, that's how you guys are. You guys are funny and real. Yeah, like, I would like to be known as real. When I'm in a casket, I want everybody to say that was a real ass name. But yeah, like, my dad's a Gemini, and my sister's a Gemini. My roommate's a Gemini. They're all funny as fuck. Like, the funniest people I've ever met. So I fuck with Geminis. Hell a lot. Yeah. What are you? I'm a Scorpio. I don't know what that means, but I'm gonna Google if we compatible. I think we are. For sure. I have a lot of Gemini friends and Leo friends. You don't know anything about zodiacs? Nope. You're like, I don't care. I know nothing. I don't know anything. So, what has been your favorite project? Now that I know that you work outside of sports and not just only in the sports world, what has been your overall favorite project you have done so far? I don't know. I've worked on so many dope things that, like, and I'm not to be cocky. I've been doing really dope things since I was such. I've been doing dope things. No, I've been doing. You gotta be cocky. No, my brother says that this is, like, probably the reason why I don't feel the need to be cocky is I've been doing, which is what I was gonna say. I've been doing dope things since I was so young. Yeah. Because of my family, my parents, and they were artists. Like, none of this stuff seems super crazy to me, and I don't have anything that's timeless yet. So none of it really seems super impressive. But I will say it is cool to tell people that I shot for Dior. Okay, that's fine. What'd you do? Actually, no, let me take that back. Back it up. I'm shooting, damn.
hopefully I can say this, but who cares? Life moves on.
If you can't say it,
you can
just
move
let
and
me know.
You can
and
move and
I'll-
adapt. Life is all about moving and adapting.
Yeah.
If I fuck up the plan, we just adjust it and we keep going towards the end goal. I'm shooting a documentary for Orlando Brown Jr. right now on the on the Cincinnati Bengals,
Okay.
formerly of the Chiefs.
That's fire.
So like that
He's a
is the
great
coolest
dude.
project that I'm on. Yeah, he's super dope. His story is like one that I've heard when I was young, before I even knew, like way before I knew him.
Mhm.
So I know a little bit about it, and we got to know him, and I fuck with him. He's a cool dude, and just like I see what it could be, like what we're working on could be. So that's probably the dopest thing that I've gotten to work on, because also it's like super long form. Like I've worked on long form like an hour or like 45 minutes, but like long form as in like I'm gonna be documenting him from unseen perspectives
That's
for
fire.
4 months or 5 months is
Aw.
super dope. And once you get into the rhythm of things, you start to realize like, damn, this story is pretty much weighing on like how I see it and like
Yeah.
my vision, like, and how I'm receiving everything that I'm doing with him,
Yeah.
you know.
And then working with like projects, people, and like, I don't know if you get that excitement in you, like that adrenaline whenever you're working on something. You're like, I know this is going to be great. This is a great vision. It's going to excel.
I feel that
And-
way about everything I do, because like I'm so like easy to say no to something that I think is whack. Like I think it's gonna be dope.
Okay, that's fine. Do you want to say any sneak peeks about it, or you just want everybody to wait? Like, is there something
We're actually
super
in the
cool?
process of like figuring out where we're gonna take it and what we're gonna do
Okay.
with it and where it's gonna live, as they say in the content / business world, where it's gonna live as far as like
Like where it's
streaming or his own website or something or whatever it may be, but or maybe Amazon, or maybe if maybe Warner Brothers puts it in theaters.
How does
Who
that work?
fucking
Like
knows?
you shoot something and then you send it to the
Um,
producers there or executive?
That's one of the ways. There's multiple ways you could go about trying to get your work on a streaming platform. It's either you pitch the idea to someone that orders a pilot or orders a season, or
You
you
pay.
shoot a pilot and you shoot a season of it, or yeah, those are the two main ways. So either you create it yourself and you bring it to them, and then also on Netflix, like places like Netflix, you could already have made something and just sell it to them. That's the third way. So you could pitch it and they order a season or 2 seasons of it, or you could create it on your own and then show them that and get a few seasons, or you just shoot it on your own straight up.
Damn, I can only
And-
imagine how hard it is to just be an artist, whether it's like a singer, like an artist, a painter, like anything, like just to pitch out. You know how many people probably pitch their own things out?
It's super hard because no one can see it though. Like it's literally your brain. It's like it's a thought coming from your brain that like in your mind you could see it vividly. Like you can see the finished product already, but like now you have to put that in words to somebody else.
That's tough.
Like, but there's an art to it, and there's some people who are really good at it, can probably go in there and like I'd like to believe that I'm pretty good at it.
Yeah.
But there's people obviously that are better than me that could just really go in there and just like make you feel like you're in the moment that they're trying to create. Like they're not just showing you the moment, they're like putting you fully in it. So
Damn.
then you're like, okay, like I like this.
What's one thing you would tell like young artists that are trying to pitch their things out to directors and like executive producers?
It's mostly producers because they're the ones that are gonna put it in motion. Shit, I would just say create things that
Be authentic.
like you care about. Like create things that like make you feel good about like it being in existence. Like once you do that, all the questions will answer themselves. Like you can't create things to try to fit a mold or try to like chase a trend or an algorithm. I mean, you can, because some people are so super time managed and like all foot on all fronts that they're like, I'll do this and then I'll do the social media aspect and like be perfect on that, and then I'll do all the different legs that it takes. But some people are just like, I just want to focus on the art.
Yeah.
And the best thing you could do in that case is create things that like you want to, that you like are proud to put into the atmosphere.
Mm-hmm.
You feel me? Put in the comments if you've ever seen this picture. There's a picture of Tupac in a bathtub with a bunch of gold chains. Like I use this
I think I know
example
what
all
you're
the
talking
time. It's a super popular
He's like
picture.
shirtless.
Yeah, he's in a bathtub.
Yeah.
And like the water is gold chains and gold jewelry and stuff, and the camera's like above him, looking down, and like that picture is timeless. Like that picture will live on for super long, and like you should want to create those off of like your own thoughts, like your own visions and your own imagination. And then that's when you start to love it, is when like you come up with something and something was in your head and the people are like, that's dope, and you're like, I literally just thought I saw that in a dream. Like everything I've ever designed in fashion, I felt like I saw someone wearing it in my dream.
That's
or
crazy.
Like,
you know what's crazy? I don't.
And when
dream.
someone else likes it, I'm what?
And it's scary.
How's
I'm one
that
of
even
those,
possible?
I promise you. And I'm one of those people that like when I dream, it like the next day comes true. And that's why I don't like dreaming.
I dream.
I don't like that.
I control my dreams. I've always have since I was young. Like whatever I want to do in my dream, I could do it.
That's so cool.
So
do you have like lucid dreams?
If that's what you call it.
Like you literally feel like you're in the dream. Like you can like.
Is that yeah? Yeah, it's literally like. Yeah. Like if I'm when I'm dreaming, if I want to dunk a basketball, I'll dunk a basketball.
Yo.
Like if I want to just like.
Can you like taste things and like? Feel
No,
things?
it's not that deep. Usually, once I get too like physically like mentally invested in the dream, I wake up. Like
what do you
if I'm about to kiss a person and then like I get too excited in the dream, like I feel like I'm about to like, oh, this is the moment that I'm working in this whole dream for. Like I wake up, or like if someone pisses me off in a dream and like I get so invested in it that I'll speak out loud and like wake up.
Dang.
It's kind of weird, but like.
That's so
I feel like
cool.
I'm not the only one that has those type of.
No, you're not, because I have a friend that would wake up and tell me crazy ass shit, and I'm like, yo, like, how do you dream like that?
I believe it. I used to have nightmares of Freddy Krueger, and then I just realized like I can't keep going to sleep under my mom's bed, so like I have to just figure out how to beat this. So once I realized like, oh, I could just like disappear in my dream and like pop up behind him and beat him up like from like. Or like he's trying to punch me and like I could just like disappear like up there somewhere like in my dream, like then my nightmares became like video games.
That's fire.
Literally, like my dreams are like video games
I had that
every
ability.
day. Every night.
I wish I had that ability. Do you
I don't know what it is. I think it's just in my mind. I like try to explain it as like you have to like. You have to like be unconsciously conscious. Like you have to be asleep, but like come to a point in your sleep where you recognize that you're sleeping. Mm-hmm. Like once you realize like that all these things that you're seeing is like it's a dream, you realize you could do anything. But like most people when they're in their dreams, they like think it's real life. Is what it is. Damn. Like I don't know. It's like literally being conscious, like unconsciously conscious. Like you're knocked the fuck out, but like. You're seeing some shit is happening in your brain right now. Like you're aware of it. So like,
I wish I dreamed like that because I literally go to sleep, wake up. That's so lame. Like, dang. Like something happened.
I get some good dreams. And I've had dreams that I've had dreams that I've literally turned into art, or like that I've created.
That's dope. Like I wish that happened to me. Have you ever had like sleep paralysis?
I don't know what that is.
Scary. Okay. Do you want to know what it is?
Okay,
actually,
so like,
no, yeah, like when you
is it when you like don't
and you like wake up, but like you can't move, you literally scream, no one's hearing you.
Yeah, I guess kind of that's what I was gonna say because I saw a tweet about it. It says that if you lay in bed for like 10 minutes or 20 minutes and don't move at all, you'll fall asleep or something, but you'll be awake. It was some weird thing that they were saying. I couldn't really understand it.
Yeah. So like
I don't do none of that stuff. I just go to sleep.
Basically, it feels like there's like a demon on you or whatever. It's some crazy shit. Are you like spiritual?
No, yeah, I love God. I don't want no demons nowhere near me.
Yeah, keep it like that. Keep it like that. God is all you need. I promise.
Amen.
I promise, because that spiritual shit is nothing to play with. I believe it, but I don't like worship.
I'm all about peace in my life. Like I don't even want to believe that stuff exists. Like only the good exists in my mind. So like, what is a demon?
background? Because like I'm Mexican and like there's a lot of like brujeria and crazy shit. Like I grew up seeing, and my parents never did it or anything. They don't play that game. They're Catholic, super strict Catholic people.
I mean, I think most black people are probably Christian or Catholic just because of history.
Yeah.
So that was definitely an aspect of my life. And then there's my mom's life and my grandma's life, which is my grandma was super Christian or Catholic, and then my mom may have not been super strong about it because she was raised in it, and then eventually she found it back. So then now she's teaching me it and whatever it may be. But at the same time, we were living whatever life we were living. My parents were living whatever life we were living. So like, I was just taking whatever I could from it. And like, there was times where I wasn't super spiritual. Nah, at this point I forgot the question. But like, moral of the story is, just by my mom and my grandma instilling a little bit of putting a little bit of understanding in me. And I read the Bible when I was young and stuff. Even through all the trials and tribulations of me, like, questioning God or, like, whatever it may have been, I found my way back into that. And, like, now it just gives me, it's just, like, God is just, like, a person that I have a relationship with. And, like, he gives me peace in any situation. Like, anything that, even if I can't see the positive in it, like, he just helps me find the positive in it. And, like, it's someone that you could, you know, rely on like to, you know, take the burden off and like, don't worry, like you gonna go forward. Like, that's kind of like the culture that I was. But also my mom was a good lady, business owner when she was young, super successful. And then my dads were living whatever life they were living, so there was an aspect of that culture and also where I was living and stuff. So I would pretty much say, I wouldn't say typical, but I have a similar story to almost any black person that didn't have rich parents.
Okay.
Like,
I feel
street culture. Like, my parents are real. My mom was a real West Side bitch. Like, my dad is a real West Side ass nigga.
So where
like,
are they from?
Rochester, New York.
Oh, okay.
Real street babies.
Dang. Now I grew up first generation. Both my parents came here once they got married. Had my brother, then had me. So I grew up very much lower middle class, but then, yeah. And then in college, it was a rough time.
I can't even really, that question is deep. That question is like, my family always talks about we need to have a book or a movie or something, but like, I have, not to go too in deep about it, even though statute of limitations exists and whatever, but like, my stepdad lived a life that afforded me and my siblings to be able to grow up in the streets and be a part of that type of culture, and also dodged all the bad things that could come from his lifestyle, and became the one and only success story that I know of. And eventually we lived in the suburbs. So then we lived, you know, the black people make it out type of life, type of culture, we like are, you know, trying to elevate our life type of style. So like, I got a good portion of both of those.
That's dope,
type of
though.
lifestyles.
That's dope because you get to see both.
Hell yeah, I don't think I would be here. Shout out to my stepdad, even though I don't talk to him much anymore. He's all my siblings. I'm the oldest of four siblings, and he's their dad. My mom split with my dad after she had me, but without the work that he put in his life story, which is a movie in itself, like really the one rare success story that any what I was hoping happened to Franklin Saint in the end of the Snowfall is what my stepdad's life is like, or like what I envisioned Franklin's life would be is my stepdad now, and it's like, he put me in places that like helped me be able to mold to like, to put it how it is, black people and white people, like I could understand how to interact with black people and white people, which is a game changer for real.
It is. I definitely grew up in an area where it was either you're black or you're white. Right. So I mean, me looking the way I do look, it was very much identity crisis at a point in my life.
Where are you from?
I'm Mexican.
Oh, word.
Just full Mexican. So I grew up where like white people were racist and like black people were just vibing, like doing the thing. So it was just like a very racist place to live in at a certain point. Still is a little. But I mean, outside of South Florida, it's the South. Outside of South Florida, it is the South. It's just the South, like racist people everywhere. So growing up with parents that didn't know English in an area like that was a bit challenging.
I could fucking imagine.
And also like not knowing like where I belonged, I guess, was different. But it made me realize like be true to myself and like realize I'm unique like as I grew older. And then also like knowing a different language is very important, especially living in Miami too. Living in Miami, like you must know Spanish.
Absolutely.
Like it's crazy.
I wish I knew it better.
Do you know another language?
American Sign Language. I had a football coach.
That's cool.
My quarterback coach was deaf, so I learned a lot of sign language from him.
That's fire.
Oh yeah, definitely.
That is so cool.
It also like it just feels really good. Like shout out to the whole deaf community. It just feels really good when like you can converse with them. Like it,
Yeah.
I imagine that like someone just trying to talk to them or like that little few seconds of like you understanding that
They
like,
feel like
oh
a
they
sort of
can't
relief.
hear you and like you're talking to them and then they can't hear you and then you realize they're deaf and then you start speaking sign language to them. That probably
And they
makes
feel
them so happy.
good. Yeah, it makes them feel so good. It's the same way whenever like I would see my parents like struggle or something, and then seeing someone that knows how to speak Spanish makes them feel so much better. It makes them feel like a weight is lifted off their shoulders and stuff.
Have you
like
ever
that.
seen the guy on YouTube who he goes around to different places and he speaks perfect Chinese, fluent as could be, and he goes to all these different places where they're like saying whatever they're saying in Chinese, like maybe they're talking shit about him or like maybe they're like talking about his outfit or something or like whatever they're saying.
I don't think I've
and
seen
he
him.
starts talking back to them.
That is.
And they're like, what? They're like, what? You know it? Like, you speak it so well. Like, they love it so much that they just start calling him handsome and stuff. Like, he's got a mask on. You can't even see it. It's like, oh, it just made you so happy that he could speak Mandarin. Like,
That's
that
crazy.
You just
A
love
language
this
I
guy.
would love to speak is probably Moroccan and Mandarin too.
Don't Moroccans speak French?
Do they?
Let us know in the
They
chat
might
if
be- no,
Moroccans
they might be
speak
Mandarin.
French.
It might be Mandarin.
Because French Montana's from Morocco.
And that's why they call him French Montana. 'Cause he
Yeah.
speaks French.
Well, because most Moroccan people speak French. It's like
I'm not gonna lie, you're probably right.
colonization
I'm
and
not
stuff.
even gonna argue because
Look
I
into
can't back.
colonization. Morocco was like taken over by. They were bidding on all the countries in Africa, and France got Morocco.
See, I don't even know that.
But
Yeah.
they also might speak Moroccan in some places. Obviously, maybe, probably.
Nah, you're probably right.
All that stuff is crazy.
'Cause
There's
I
a
can't
million
back-
languages. There's so many languages,
There is.
and I only know one of them, and sign language, which is not really a language. It's
I mean,
like,
you can.
fingers.
That's cool though.
nah, for sure, it's dope.
Like I would want to learn that.
I feel like everyone wishes they just knew it, like
Different talent.
like with like just stored in the back of their brain, like they could easily just do it. But
I don't know why like the human race doesn't just speak one language.
if Americans
make sense.
if Americans were forced to learn Spanish, like people in other countries are all learning English. Like, where I'm from, you didn't start taking a second language until middle school or
yeah.
something. But in other places, it's like it's on par with math and stuff to them. Like they're all learning English.
Every other country knows like 3 languages.
Yes. It's
And
crazy.
it's just so sad not knowing a second language here. And
Right.
it sucks. And I'm like,
I just need to make sure that my
French
kids'
is a very
mom
important
speaks
language,
another
too.
language. I
I
love
feel
French. My clothing brand is French.
ooh,
Camera's
that's
reversed.
fire.
Yeah. it
What does
means-
that mean in French?
It means friendship. That's why my hat.
Oh, that's so cool.
We got the little slogan, "Let's just be friends."
That's so
So
cool. Have you
my
ever
man-
been in France?
No, I want to go there, but I gotta go to
Paris?
Jamaica first because like I'm scared to fly over the ocean, so I gotta
Really?
like take baby steps. But once I go to Jamaica and like get
I need
used
to go to
going
Jamaica, too.
overseas, I'm gonna go Paris.
That's fire. I need to go to Europe, just a whole Europe trip. I need to,
All those
I need to go
places-
to Italy for sure.
Once you go over there, and I only know this because I was a social studies major, which is partially like geography and stuff. All those places in Europe are super close. You can go to Germany,
You can literally take the
Spain,
train.
France,
And that's why I
and
think
then a little bit of across the water. You can go to You can go to London. Like all those
Yeah,
places are
are
super
literally
close. They're probably going from like the UK, crossing the water, then going to Germany, Spain, Poland, or
and it's
all those
beautiful.
places over there. You could probably do that in the same amount of time that you fly from New York to LA. Like
Dang,
they're
like
so
8
much closer.
hours?
You could like country hop much easier.
Dang. But that's also I know that for a fact. So that's why I'm also like thinking like whenever the World Cup is here in North America, so it's gonna be like I think Canada is part of it too. So
like
it's gonna
them
be
having
Canada.
some games in like
Yes,
different
these
places is like
people are gonna
that's-
think they can just hop on a train.
Yeah,
Like
no.
that's not how it works over here. I think they're
Yeah.
gonna think that, or they're thinking, oh, we can just drive to Houston after the Miami game.
Nah, you could do that in Europe for sure, but not
But
here.
here, yeah, they're gonna have a hard time.
Yeah,
They're gonna find out the hard way.
they cross countries like we cross states over there.
Yeah.
Like that's which is crazy. To
Is
think
it
about.
because I don't know nothing about like geography? Is it because like the United States is just much bigger, or it's just more people here?
No, there's just like the United States is so small. The United States is a country, and Morocco is a country.
Yeah.
But like most people in America probably think it's like
it's
Morocco
just-
is like
okay.
a state, and like it has all these different places in it. Like America really is like super unique in a geographical sense. Like it's hard to even explain. Like we don't have a lot of space, but we make it seem like a lot of space because of infrastructure and things
Yeah.
like that.
No, I always tell my friends
But like
that
you
I'm
can
like,
look at a map and see like Russia is massive.
huge
Most of it is not livable though,
at all.
or like
It's
they haven't
huge.
figured out how to.
I
make
always
it.
tell my friends that I'm like, we're over here going to different countries, but like we don't even realize how beautiful our country is.
Oh, I'm trying to.
And
I'm trying
everyone
to
just
spend a
goes-
year everywhere.
Everyone just goes to Miami, LA, New York, Chicago. Like we really
Facts.
don't appreciate. Like I went to Washington. It was beautiful.
I just love seeing a new city. I haven't spent time in Washington, but I want to go to the Pacific Northwest for sure.
Yes.
Like I want to spend a year or 6 months in every country or every state in the country.
Yeah, that would be fire.
Very.
All 50.
Yes,
That's
for a little bit. Hopefully, my career or work will take me to all
Yeah.
those places, or hopefully my career will get big enough where I could just live anywhere and work will pay for me to be where I need to
Yes,
be. So like
that's
I
the
could be
goal.
like, yo, I'm in Colorado like for the winter.
Mm-hmm. But one place I do really want to visit is the Salt Lake. Is it like
Salt Lake, Utah.
No. It's like just salt.
Never heard of it.
It's like I think it's in.
I'm like a city boy. I'm not too scenic.
I need to show you it. It's like salt, and you can literally drive on it.
I ain't never
It's
heard
like
of
salt
that.
domes. It's in the United States. I think it's
Never.
like on. It has to be like Colorado.
When you find out where it is
I'm
and
gonna
you
send it to
and
you,
you book it,
literally.
like let me know because
Okay,
that sounds
I
like a
got
place
you.
I want to get pictures of.
It's a really dope place.
Hell
And I
yeah.
really want to go there. I definitely want to go like to the desert domes and like.
You need a little animation that pops up and says road trip. Or something
Yes,
like that,
yes.
because, like, we're about to go there.
Yeah,
It sounds like-
imagine
sounds
we're
like a
just
road
there.
trip.
That'd
I'm
be
with it.
fire.
We'll shoot the podcast
Yeah,
right on the sand.
I'll book the private
or
jet.
right
don't
on the
worry.
salt. Private jet.
Yeah, I'll put the private jet and then we'll get to.
I love it. Let's go.
To LA in like 2 hours. I
wait.
wish we could transport. That's my like
What?
superpower. I would love to have transportation. I wouldn't be late today. You know.
I support that. You ever seen the movie Chronicle?
No,
Damn. Well, if you're
I'm
watching
not a
this,
movie person. It sucks.
if you ever seen Chronicle, that's the superpower I want to have. I don't know how to.
What is it?
What name? I don't know. I don't know what the name of it is or how to describe it, but they could do anything as far as I know. That's the dopest superpower. They
That's
can
fire.
fly. They got super strength.
So just all in one.
Yeah, all around. They can't teleport though, but if like it's like Matilda. You ever seen Matilda?
Yeah.
It's like Matilda times 100.
Damn.
Like Matilda, if she did
What?
as
Oh,
much
I was-
coke as the cocaine bear,
Damn.
for sure.
There's so many people in this world. There has to be one person with superpower.
Shit, if you ask Kanye,
There's
if you
so-
ask Kanye, he'd probably tell you his superpower is being Kanye,
Oh
or,
yeah.
or something along those lines.
Do you like him?
I fuck with Kanye.
I love Kanye.
I'm
I'm
a
like
fan.
a big Kanye fan.
He's like what people like make Geminis out to be truly. So
Okay,
like he
yes.
fucks it up. He fucks it up
He does fuck up
for me trying to say
the
like I'm a good
stereotype.
Gemini, but like
But I love that man.
I feel like
He's an artist.
I'm a rational person, so like I could look at all the stuff that he says and like try to see what he means. But like ultimately, like I don't know this guy and I don't give a fuck about that. The art is dope.
Yeah. That's exactly how I feel. Like he's a great artist, but over like some things he does say it's kind of crazy. I'm not gonna lie, but he's a great
No,
artist.
for sure. It's on his friends and the people around him to get him corrected. But like
Mm-hmm.
as far as what he's giving me with his music, I like it.
Yeah, he's a cool person.
And fashion, I like it.
Hell yeah. Who's another artist like overall like a creative person that you like or you look up to?
Well, obviously Virgil. That's the obvious.
Yeah.
For everybody.
For what reason?
Because he's just like I don't know why the general reason is, but for me it's because like as someone who has always considered myself versatile and like had an interest in many different arts, like he was one of the first people that made me feel like I don't have to just do one thing. Like I was at a convention today and they were saying just like if you think you're doing 2 or 3 different things, like just focus on one thing. And I'm like, I'll never do that. I'm focusing on one thing, which is myself, by doing all the things that I love. Even if one of the things I love is fashion, another thing that I might love is making an album cover for somebody. Another thing I might love is designing Drake's plane, or whatever it may be. Like I can do all those things. It's just creativity, and it's just a couple computer apps, Photoshop or some stuff like. Yeah. So like I fuck with Virgil for that aspect, and also he was good at it, and he set trends, and like his little like trademarks became staples, like quotation marks. Like
they did.
He made quotation marks cool. Crazy. Like just because that was just something that he thought looked cool, and it was like it was cool like to people. So like or like the X or whatever, like his own little vision turned into something that everyone was like, yo, that's dope.
Yeah, and
so I like him for that aspect, but he wasn't the person that I was gonna say. Oh, my main, like fashion wise, which is what I consider my main thing, is Ruigi Villa something. I'm not gonna butcher his name on TV, but he's the designer for the clothing company called Rude. You ever heard of it?
Yes, I have.
RHUDE. I think he's dope. Like he also is another version of that. Like he's gonna be designing like almost anything you could think of. Like chair, like you see this type of chair. Like he's the type of person who would like design a chair like that, like add his own sauce to it, and like now that's like the popular version of a chair. Or people like.
Does he get like a simple concept and make it creative?
He doesn't. I don't know about how he goes about it, but he just creates nothing. But he just creates nothing but dope stuff.
That's
and like,
fire.
I could tell that he's like a really good conceptualist because, like, all the continuity and all of his things are also dope, and his attention to detail. I could like his attention to detail is top tier. Like, just the way things fit, the fabric. He's clearly one of the goats of the fashion shit right now.
I need to check him out.
You definitely need to check out Rude.
Have you ever gone to Fashion Week or anything?
I made a suit for Royce O'Neal, the Brooklyn Nets. Okay, for Fashion Week, for a Marnie fashion show last year at Fashion Week in New York City. Yeah. Super dope.
That's so
ironically, peep this. So last year at Fashion Week around this time, well, not around this time. It was in September. It was in September. Okay. But around this time is when I was fitting him and getting him ready to make his suit for New York Fashion Week at the Marnie fashion shows where he was going to wear my outfit, where he wore my outfit. And then
you have to send me pictures of this because this is super cool.
And then a couple weeks ago, I did an interview with Royce O'Neal at the Marnie store in Bell Harbor.
That's
for my
full circle moment.
Like,
literally,
super crazy.
That is so cool. A
Very
full
dope.
Circle moment.
Super crazy, but it was dope. And Royce is a good guy. Shout out to him.
You really need to send me all this because I need to put the pictures up here and everything.
I got you.
Because this is super cool. Like,
oh, it's gonna pop up right here.
Yes, I wouldn't have thought you did all of this. Like, this is. Crazy.
I'm not super good at promoting it because, I like really try to give the people that I do work for all the good stuff to post, and then I'll just like post whatever after or a few months later. So there's not like, I just post what the people like on Instagram so the numbers look good because I'm trying to get the brand deals and all that stuff.
No, I feel
you. When I do put stuff out, it's just like, oh shit, like it just goes under the water. Like I'm not super famous or anything, but like if you were to dig in, you'd be like, what the fuck? This nigga was in GQ. Like his clothes are on TNT for the NBA, or not the NBA Finals, but like the conference finals.
So dope.
Yeah, like
I love how you're
little bit
super
everywhere.
humble, but sometimes you have to flex. Sometimes you really have
people
to flex.
people tell me that a lot, and probably my only my closest friends just hear me say like I'm him, like or like type of moments.
Yeah.
But like really, it's just like I won't ever feel like super special about any of this until I'm at the point that I want to be at. Like to me, I'm just like trying to get better every day, which I do. Like I'm just I'm just like obsessed with growing and getting better.
That's super dope.
Not to
Like,
say that I'll exist
when I
forever,
grow up,
because
I'm
if I
trying
had
to
$1
be
million
like
dollars,
you.
now, you know what's crazy? That's like what I say to like I'm like a super supportive person on social media
Yeah.
because like that's the point of it, is to be social.
Yeah.
So like
yeah.
when my
Literally.
homies post some shit that I might not even looked at or like give a fuck about, I'll just post on it like I want to be like you when I grow up, or like you're my hero.
No, I say shit like that all
Like
the
I just
time.
like I feel like I want you to have the comment, I want you to have the like, and like
Yeah, I'm a very supportive
it's
person.
easy
too.
for me to do. Like
am I following? If I'm following
let
you,
me gas
like,
you up.
yeah, like, what's the point of following somebody if you're not
Hell
gonna
yeah.
comment, like, share? Like, what's the point?
Nah,
I like your stuff. I always comment. I'm like,
appreciate it.
fire emoji, fire emoji.
Appreciate it. Actually, I know I was asking you I don't even know how I know you.
Yeah, you.
And
did
now
ask
I
me that
think
3
about it
times.
is because I shot a basketball game for FIU. I shot 2 basketball games for FIU. It might have been how you seen
that.
it.
I honestly don't remember how, because I
That's
usually
the only way.
or you were filming an athlete I follow.
That could have been it as well.
So I don't know how I stumbled. I usually remember, but I feel like for you,
My thinking is
you might have popped up a lot on my feed.
FIU basketball.
Maybe. Who did you film?
I was shooting the FIU women's game against Howard and the women's FIU
Yeah,
game
probably because I
against,
have a girl.
North Carolina Central.
Yeah, maybe because I do follow a girl on the FIU women's team.
It might have been it because I was getting a couple reposts here.
Yeah.
All right,
That's
wait. We gotta get crazy. How much time do we have left? I wanna max
It's time
it
to
out.
wrap it up. It's time to wrap it up. Okay. Let's just go over these 2 questions and then, well, not that because we already mentioned it, and then outro,
Right.
and then I'll edit it so everything's like in order. Okay. So, what has been like the worst experience you've dealt with, or what is like your pet peeve when working with somebody?
I don't know if I've had a work experience because I'm like an adapter. Like, yeah, I'm gonna make it right.
Like, you're laid back.
I'm gonna find peace in it for myself. Like,
Okay.
you're not gonna fuck up what I love. But my pet peeve is like as an artist, I assume that when someone hires me or like wants me to do work, it's because like they fuck with my style. They fuck with like how I do what I do. So when I like come to do work with somebody and they're telling me shit like do this that way or something like that, like it like bothers me because I'm like I feel like I have a vision and like you're not even like changing like minuscule things about it. You're like changing the whole vision. And like then I feel like I don't believe in this as much as I would be, or I'm like that detail in my mind because I'm like a person that can see
It's
it
limiting
10 steps
your
ahead. Like I can see it
creativity.
through, and I feel like you're fucking up the vision.
Yeah.
And then I don't care about it nearly as much. And that is my biggest pet peeve. Like, yo, if you hire me or book me to do something, like, just let me do what I do. Like, as artists, we all have our own different
Yeah.
styles. So, like, I wouldn't hire Tyler Perry to make a
romantic-
horror movie. Like, why would you
Yeah,
make
that would be
ask
bad.
Tyler Perry to write a horror movie for you? You know he makes comedies. Like, you
That's-
came to him because you want a comedy. Let him write the comedy. Don't go in there and say that's like there's too many jokes. Like, that doesn't make sense. Like,
Yeah.
I only know how to do it this way.
Yeah, if I do.
I only want to do it this way.
When
Like,
I
I could
do
probably do it your way,
hire-
but like I don't. That's not fun to me. At that
Yeah,
point.
and it limits your creativity.
I'm not a robot.
That's not. Yeah, no. And then also, like, for me, whenever I do hire photographers, videographers, I do tell them what concept I want, but I usually tell them this
I'm
is
like
what
the
I
person-
want, but let me
like,
you
do
do
your
what
thing.
do
Like-
what you want.
Yeah, like let me make sure you understand my vision super well, and then like now do what you do.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not gonna micromanage you. Also, I got another pet peeve, and I'm only saying this for all my artist friends that are out there. Hopefully, they take it and clip it and like spread the word. Like, my biggest pet peeve is people of status that will try to tell
I already
you.
know where you're going.
They'll try to tell you that it's good exposure, or like, yo, you can come hang out with, like, you can come to this party, yada yada, or like you can come to here, it's gonna be free drinks and yada yada. just so they could like be like, yo, bring your camera too, or like come work. Like that's my biggest pet peeve. I think it's super corny when people like try to befriend you solely for the sake of getting a service for cheap from you.
That's dead.
Because like, especially if you're of status, because like you're trying to build a business that can stand up with all the biggest businesses in the world, but you want to get it for pretty much for free.
Nah.
It's like when me as a, like for example, like me as a as a fashion designer trying to sell clothes and stuff. When I was building this stuff up, when I wanted to get things done and like build up, I had to pay exactly what it costs. But some people have so much money,
and they get that shit
and
for
you
free.
really only are trying to get not much of it, and they want to pay nothing. Like, how does that fucking make sense? It doesn't make sense.
It doesn't.
And they know it doesn't make sense because they'll pretend like they're your homie.
Yeah.
And then like when you think you're a homie, you'll realize you're not by them doing something weird, and you're like, damn, I thought we were a homie. Let me get back to like making it just strictly work. And then it just gets weird because they're like,
at the end of the day, you have that, you remember.
Exactly.
Yeah, like that doesn't
so
make
like
you
all
feel
you
good.
people out there, take a different approach to these fake friendships you're building. If that's your homie,
For sure.
help that nigga get rich.
Literally. And then also like,
No. I want you to look me dead in my eyes when I say this. If that's your homie,
zoom in.
help that nigga get rich. Because I'm not the type of nigga, and I'm sure a lot of people don't want to be the type of nigga that's like, pay for me. I want to pay for you sometimes. Like, I don't want you to just have to pay for me. I want to pay for myself sometimes. Like, I don't feel cool hanging out with y'all, or like just saying I shot this video of this person. Like, no artist out there it doesn't feel cool to say, oh, I shot this video for Michael Jordan, and at the end of the day, you have no money. Like, you want to get paid. People want to brag about that because they got paid Michael Jordan money to shoot it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
now I'm bragging.
treat these artists with some love. Like,
yeah.
at the end of the day, you could get it for free from somebody, and it won't be as dope as it is from that person that you reached out to. So when you reach out to that man, come correct.
Facts.
And that's a
'Cause
that's a message from
at the end of the
that.
day, it's kind of the same thing as in like the difference between stealing from like Walmart versus a small business.
Yeah,
Like,
definitely so. Because like
same thing.
Because like if you're a person, like if you're an athlete or a musician or something, and you want to start a company, if you were to hire the companies that are paid millions to do that, you would pay them what it costs.
Mm-hmm.
But you don't want to do that, and you still want to get the same amount of profit. So you'll go to the person that you know will be like, I'm a huge fan, I'll do it for free. That's corny.
As fuck.
That's my pet peeve.
Yeah, I support your pet peeve because that's so wrong. For me, I'm like, nah.
Just know that, I mean, I don't get those, I don't deal with that too much often because I'm like pretty stern. But anytime that you have tried to finesse me for that sake, I also finessed you because I put in half effort, and like,
Yeah,
you invited me to the party because it had open bar, and like you were like, oh, like this person's gonna be there, that person's gonna be there,
That's a
and like
pity
this and
pay.
that. It's free food and free drinks. I'm like, word, I'm gonna come there and like not really try, but I'm gonna get the free drinks. Like, I won.
Me. But you know what's crazy? My brother is a photographer, and even I pay him.
Why would you not? Like, yo,
Like,
all
you know
that
what I'm
man wants
saying?
is
Like,
something. Like, shout out to Paulson Adebo from the New Orleans Saints, starting cornerback number 29. He's a beast, and I'm a fan of him just because he's a good guy. First time I took pictures of him, I asked him to take pictures of him, and he was like, "Yo, send me those pictures and send me your Cash App." And he
See,
sent me
that's so
50. He sent me $50. Like when I was like still starting out with the sports stuff. He sent me $50, and I was like, "Yo, he's
That's
a fucking
love.
good guy." Like I
You didn't
didn't
ask
even
him
want
for
him to do
anything?
that. Like
Yeah.
I would feel weird asking him to like cash at me for these pictures I took of you or before I send them or something.
Yeah,
Like,
that's dope.
and he did it without me even asking. Like
That's
that's a
super
good
cool.
fucking guy.
That's
like,
not. And
show some appreciation.
yeah. All right, guys. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. If you're watching on YouTube, if you're listening on Spotify, Apple Music, thank you guys for coming back. And thank you for being my guest today.
Thank you for having me.
Of course. Come back. Literally, we need to record.
I told her.
We need to
I
do
told her
like
before
more
I
current
came.
events.
This is my audition to be her co-host. Like,
He did say that.
we
He
should
really
start
did.
we should start like a news segment or something. Like we should start just a little conversation segment.
I wouldn't.
I'm
open for that.
If we turn Stephanie's YouTube channel into like just a full-on network of different types of shows and stuff, like don't be surprised.
You're the creative, and I
see
fuck
the
with it.
vision.
I see it too.
And we got a dope producer back there. What's your name? What is it? Shout out to him.
Super cool. This is my first time here, and it's super dope. I think I'm gonna come back for sure.
If you see us back in this location, also with me, not just her, don't be surprised.
Don't be surprised. All right, thank you guys so much, and I'll see you next episode. Bye.